In the next two lectures, I will cover the view range, which is a functionality that controls the visibility of objects in floor plans by defining specific horizontal planes and their visibility ranges. So let's open the view range, which you can find on the Extents section. The view range defines basically what you can see on a floor plan, and be careful, this is not related at all with hiding elements. Now we imagine we are a bird flying above the house. And to be able to see exactly what we have here, we have to slice the building with a horizontal plane and get rid of everything that's above. But in which height is located that plane? Those settings is what we can edit on view range. Now I'm going to switch to a section which is the view from this vertical plane, towards that direction. The section 1. Now to help you, I will enclose here the window of the view range, but have in mind if you are in a section or in an elevation, the view range is not available, only for floor plans. The values here are the ones set by default, but for now I suggest you to focus just on the primary range. The bottom is located exactly at the ground floor. You can see that the offset is 0. Then the cut plane is at 1500 mm above the same level, the 0 ground floor. And the top range is at 2300 above the bottom. Now this is important. All these planes have to follow this order. It's not possible to put the top plane below the cut plane or the cut plane below the bottom. If we try to do it, we get a warning message. Also, the cut plane is locked at the ground floor, because it's the view that we are currently on. Now, I'm going to increase the Z coordinate of the cut plane, and I want to leave it above the doors. 2200 mm is fine. When I set that distance here, I can see the wall openings disappearing because they are no longer crossed by the cut section. However, the doors are still visible. Why? They are below the cut plane and above the bottom. We can see these things when we switch to an elevation. Look, we can consider the visible area here starting at the cut plane facing down towards the ground floor level. Another difference that we notice in this floor plan can be seen in the stairs. Before, the visible part of the stairs comprised around half of the rises, until I reached a height of 1.5 meters. But after updating the cutting plane up to 2200, the majority of stairs are now visible. Then, let's switch to the first floor. But before, I'm going to add a chair here on the ground floor just next to the stairs. Then you will understand why I'm doing this. I'm going to switch to the first floor. And have in mind that I'm using a visual style with colors, consistent colors in this case, so I can understand the parts where I have a floor, which is in gray color. Here, if you look at the area around the stairs, there is an empty space, because the floor doesn't go here. We could supposedly see what is below, but we don't. And also the chair that I have just created is not seen. This is because in the view range I have the same default settings that I had previously in the ground floor, but applied to the first floor. That's it. The view range doesn't cover the floor below. So if I change the bottom plane to the ground floor, by selecting it in this tab, and I got this error message. The view depth can't be above the bottom, so let's set it as ground floor as well. And then the floor below and the stairs are now visible. Now I want to focus in a specific detail. When I change the bottom range to the ground floor, this tag that says freezer has appeared here. In fact, there is a freezer in the ground floor, which is not shown because it's behind the floor. But as you can see, the tag is still there. It doesn't matter if there is a floor above it. So, if these things happen in your projects, what you can do is hide this freezer from the current view. The only problem here is that sometimes it's hard to select a tag when it's under the floor. One of the solutions is hiding temporarily the floor, and then I can hide in view, the freezer. This time I'm going to try a different tool for selection, the filter tool. I like this method, especially when I have plenty of elements and it's hard to select what I want. I open a selection area through everything, click on the filter icon, it's located at the Modify tab, and here I can select elements by category. First, I will check None and then select the floors. There are two. Yes, the ground floor and the first floor. Now, I have to go to Temporary Hide and select Hide Elements. Now the drawing is even more messy with the ground floor elements shown, but that's fine. The only thing I need is finding the freezer, and this time I will hide it permanently in this view. Finally, click again on the glasses and reset Temporary Hide Isolate.